those of the non-BBT students, we're going to have a Q&A masterclass at this point. I'm going to get started, and then I'll open it up for questions for you guys as well. Of course, we do that by raising hands, and we'll try and get as many of your questions as possible, but I will get us started. So Peyton, tell us where you grew up first, for those of us.
Well, I grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada, and then I moved to California when I was about 12, maybe 13. So yeah.
And before you moved to California, were you involved in school plays or shows, or how did you get started?
Actually, no, I wasn't even really. I did in elementary school. I did a couple of school plays and stuff like that, and just to kind of try it out, check it out. But when I was growing up there, I was mostly into like playing sports, a regular guy, just sports, little league, baseball, football, basketball, just hanging out, and then I started getting into more like dramatic stuff and started acting, and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. So then I told my mom, and then kind of going into it, we learned some stuff in Vegas, and then we ended up moving our way to California to pursue that more.
How did you start in acting? What was your first acting experience?
Well, the first acting thing was more, I did a lot of like modeling before I started acting, so I did a lot of like, photo shoots and stuff like that to get familiar with how awkward it feels to be in front of the camera. And then my first acting job was actually a little Disney commercial. I don't know if any of you guys saw it. You saw it? Okay, it was like a little Disney commercial. That's all kind of. That was my first acting gig.
And do you remember that audition at all?
I do. That was actually like not my very first audition, but one of my first like acting auditions that I booked, and it was definitely weird. I felt like out of place in an audition. I had no idea what to expect.
So after that first job, how did you start taking classes, or how did it progress from there?
Yeah, I started taking classes. I took a few acting classes like as like a big group, and then I started doing like a lot more like improv work, like one-on-one stuff, some scenes just one-on-one with the coach, and then she would help me out a lot. But no, yeah, I took a couple classes and then started meeting people and started doing different auditions and just stuff like that.
So talk about the transition to Los Angeles. So how did that happen?
Well, we started auditioning maybe once, twice a week, at most 3 times a week. So I would drive in, me and my mom, who I love very much, we'd drive in from Las Vegas to California, which is like 3 or 4 hours, maybe once, twice, maybe 3 times a week. We would drive into California, do the audition, and then drive home, or maybe stay the night there and then drive home in the morning. But yeah, I used to drive in all the time from Vegas to California and just do the audition and then drive home, and then finally get sick of that drive. So we just kind of moved into LA and just kind of started making our way to California.
So, okay, so now you land in California. Do you have brothers and sisters? Do you
Yes, I have 2 older brothers who used to beat me up all the time. Actually, they still beat me up. 2 older brothers, and they both play baseball, and luckily they were kind of moving to California at that time anyways, because they were kind of breaking off into college and playing ball in California. So luckily we all kind of started moving to California.
So the whole family ended up moving to California?
Yeah, I had my dad kind of split in Vegas for a while, and one of my brothers, and then once he moved out for college, everyone kind of came over about a year and a half ago.
So, and then you had to change schools, obviously.
Yes, yeah, that was tough, because I was a big social guy. I loved hanging out with friends, my baseball team. So then I had to change schools, and I had to go into like a home school, which wasn't very fun. Like some of you said, you guys weren't excited for school. Trust me, it's a lot more fun to be at school with a bunch of your friends than it is to be sitting at home by yourself with your mom yelling at you doing school online. Trust me, all right? Enjoy school.
So when you moved to LA, what does your schedule look like? What does it become?
Well, yeah, before I booked the show, it was just like I would wake up in the morning, do computer work for 3, maybe 4 hours, just straight on listening to teachers and stuff like that, and I had questions I could just type it in. And then I would go usually like an acting class, and then from then it's about 5 or 6, and I'd eat and just kind of hang out with some friends, maybe go to an audition if I had one, or an acting class, another one. But that was like the regular, it was just kind of like the regular day.
So how many auditions were you going to about a week before you really started?
Before I booked the show, I probably went to, it kind of depends on the week because they get thrown at you different times of the year, like November, December are kind of like dead time, like no one really auditions because the holidays are coming up. But midsummer, it'd be maybe at most 4 or 5 a week.
And talk about agents and managers and how that happened, because that's how you were getting into the audition.
Yes, yes. Luckily, I have my manager here, Ken Jacobson. He's the man. We hooked me up. We ran into Ken through, I was getting my headshots done by a photographer, and he was like, "You're gonna be my last client ever. I'm moving to New York. I'm out. This is it." And I was like, "Oh wow, that's amazing." And he sent us to Ken, and luckily we had a meeting and we worked it out, and we actually signed with Ken, and then he led us to our agency that we're with right now, who's sending out on auditions, and actually who sent us out for the audition for Girl Meets World. So, yeah.
So let's start talking about some of the shows you booked. So before Girl Meets World,
Yes.
talk about some of the projects you did before.
Okay, well I didn't really do much. I don't think that anything you guys would see that I haven't done in like Girl Meets World, but I booked Girl Meets World first, and then we did what we call a pilot, which is the very first episode, to send to the network to see if they want to air it. So I booked that and we filmed it, and then my first job that I actually did was called Dog with the Blog. You guys ever heard of it? I was supposed to just do one episode of that, but the writers and producers liked me, so they booked me for 6 or 7. I forgot how many I did. It was 6 or 7. But I did 6 or 7 episodes of that, and then we started season 1. We got picked up for Girl Meets World, so then we started on that.
So talk about, so the pilot was shot, and then how long did you have to wait until you knew if Girl Meets World was going to air?
Well, we were actually, since it was a remake of the old show in the 90s called Boy Meets World, we actually had the same writers as Boy Meets World who worked with some of the Disney people for the last 20 years. They kind of knew that they were going to get picked up, but they didn't want to tell us. So we were actually the longest show that had to wait to get picked up. Most of the time it takes 2-3 months, and they're like no or yes. We had to wait 6 or 7 months. It was just, and you can't work during that time besides anything on that like channel, like Disney Channel. So I had 6 or 7 months of just like waiting to know if it was gonna get picked up or not. So
but you're on hold, so you can't book other jobs or you know, especially something long running, while you're waiting on hold, which could happen or not happen. You're just on hold for it.
Yes.
Okay, so where were you when you found out that it was going to air, when it was going to be a series?
Well, actually, I was doing just a little, like an extra little role in this little James Franco student film. And we got off set. I did the audition, and then later I had to go to set later on. So I did the audition at like 5 p.m. and then I went to set at like 7 or 8, which is weird because I never go that late. Usually it's in the morning. But I went 7 or 8 p.m. Got there, and then we started driving home at like 2 a.m. I'm tired. I'm sitting in the car like this up against the window, and my mom got the call, which was in her car, so everyone, we could all hear it. And she answered, and she was like, "Hello," and it was Clear, our agency, Clear Talent, and they were like, "Hey, they want to book you for." The character name was Tristan, but now it's Lucas. They want to book you for Lucas on Girl Meets World. Me and my mom immediately like perked up at each other and we're like, "What? That's amazing!" It was awesome. We both just started screaming, and it was an exciting time.
Awesome. Yeah. That is exciting. It's like the biggest thing.
It's a great call.
It's the biggest thing. So okay, so let's talk about shooting. So you already shot the pilot, so you'd already mapped everybody.
Yes.
And but now this is coming in with everybody. So talk about that first day on set when you know it's going to be a series.
Yeah, well, luckily I got to meet, during the audition process, I got to meet Rowan and Sabrina, who played Maya and Riley, in the audition room when they were both just like little kids, and we all got to meet and we got to read it together, like in front of the writers and producers and stuff. So we got to do like a chemistry read to see how the characters would like combine, how they look on camera together, and how they like interact with each other. So we got to do that, and then on my first day, when we walked into set, it was cool meeting some of the Boy Meets World people, Ben Savage, Corey Matthews, the teacher, and the dad, and then Topanga, which was sweet. So the first day, it was just kind of like an exciting, like kind of reunion for all of them, and just kind of like us fitting into the reunion. So it was a lot of fun. The first day was nerve-wracking and fun and exciting. It was all. It was amazing.
So I didn't ask that. Talk about the audition process for Girl Meets World.
Yeah, the auditions, you'll go in for the first audition and you'll be sitting here with just you and a camera guy reading the lines with you. And then you'll do that and we'll read it on camera, and then the next audition, usually if you're going to book something, it usually takes 5 or 6 auditions you got to go through. And the first one's usually just 1 or 2 people in there, and then the next one's 3 or 4 people, the next one's 5 or 6 people, and then finally for the final one that's the scary one. There's like, I wouldn't say this many people, but there's a lot of people in there, and they're all in suits, and they're all executives, and they're writers, and producers, and directors, and the kids sometimes are in there that are on the show, and you do like a chemistry read, and you gotta do it in front of everyone, and it's kind of scary, but that's when they booked me for the show with everyone in there. So it was cool.
Okay, so talk about the schedule now that you're shooting the series.
Yeah.
How many days are you there? What are the days like?
Yeah, well, it takes a full week to do an episode, so our week starts on Wednesday, which is weird. So our Wednesday is Monday, but we start on Wednesday, which starts with a table read, where we get the brand new script and then just read it for the executives and producers out loud as a cast. And then Thursday we'll do like a producer run through just for the writers to see. And then on Friday we'll do a network run through in front of all the network executives. And then Monday and Tuesday we'll shoot what we've rehearsed. And then
Unless
Tuesday.
you're in Philly.
What's up?
Unless you're in Philly.
Unless I'm in Philly. So today I'm offset. Luckily, I'm just kidding. I miss him. But Monday, Tuesday we usually film. And then Tuesday's usually like a live audience we'll do in front of like a bunch of kids in a crowd and stuff like that. And we'll show them like the whole episode and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay, so talk about how much research did you do before you started shooting? And what was your research?
Luckily, my older brother, who's 23, watched Boy Meets World, so he was freaking out when I booked it. But I just kind of went online and just kind of watched most episodes of Boy Meets World because the executive producer would always talk about old episodes to referring to. But so yeah, I just basically watched TV. That was my practicing. That was about it.
So, what's so far your favorite? How about scene and episode?
Scene and episode? All right. Well, my favorite episode, I think, still that we filmed. It's called Girl Meets 1961. Have you guys seen that one? That one. It was so much fun because we got to go back in time, and we actually had Ryder Strong, who played Sean in Boy Meets World. He was the director for that was his first time directing. So I mean, it was just kind of fun. We got to play different characters and stuff like that. So it was just a blast.
Okay, so talk about what your schedule is outside of shooting. So what are your days like? What's school like? How does it all come together?
Well, yeah, we get this season we're doing a lot. We're doing 30 episodes in one season. So we do 3 episodes in a row, and then we'll take a week off. So we'll do 3 weeks in a row, and then 1 week off. And usually on that week off, they'll have us do like promotional stuff, like go visit kids in hospitals and stuff like that, like some promotional stuff. But if I ever have like a weekend off or something like that, I just go see movies, hang out with friends, just normal kid stuff.
And how are you still taking acting classes? What's your schedule like with that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't really have that much time to do acting classes as much as I'd like to, but I love doing improv work because it helps so much. You know, someone just gives you a scene, you don't have writing, you gotta make it up in your mind and just be quick on your feet. So I love doing that as much as I can. But anytime I get some time off, I love going to see my acting coach. Her name is Eden. She's the best. I love her very much. And every like 2-3 weeks, I love going to see her. She kind of like refreshes me into like not being into the same character. You know, she'll give me like something else to read to get out of that character to see how I can change and stuff like that.
Talk about what it's like to get the script, memorize it. What's your process on that?
Well, it used to be a lot different because it was hard to memorize. But now we get scripts Tuesday night at like 8 or 9, and then we come in for rehearsal day on Wednesday at 7 or 8 a.m. So we really only have like 2 or 3 hours to look over the script or read it or anything like that. But it's gotten a lot easier just to memorize it. It took me 29 episodes to realize that it's easier to memorize when you just read it and let your mind hopefully get it in. But yeah, no, it's very easy to memorize now.
Okay. Ready for their questions?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so raise your hands, guys.
Pick them up.
Okay, right there.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm Brianna, I'm 11, and what is the process to get into Disney?
In Disney, well, it's like it's a regular audition. You just audition for the casting director, but once you get more executives in, they're looking not only can you act, but how you are personally, because they don't like working with people who are rude or disrespectful. And they'll look at your social medias and make sure you're a good kid, make sure you don't have any tattoos running up and down your neck or anything like that. They don't want kids looking up at that. But no, it's basically like a normal audition, but it's more personal. Yeah.
I'm 11. So what's school like?
What's school like? Well, now I'm not at home with my mom during school, which is great. We actually have 2 set teachers that are on the set in like a little private room, and I'm with Rowan, Sabrina, Corey, and little Augie, and then a new guy that we just added on. Yeah, Amir. But we're all just like in one schoolroom on our computers usually, or like writing in books or something like that. And the teachers will just come around and help us. So it's cool. We're all like get to be in one little room.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm 15. And do your parents or family ever get to visit set? Because I know you said your brother was born.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, my mom and dad usually like to come. They used to come all the time because they have to. Unless you're under the age of 16. Once you turn 16, you can go to set by yourself. So they used to come all the time, but now my mom, I told her, you know, you can go do whatever you want. You don't have to be stuck on set all day. But yeah, my brothers, my dad, some friends will come in every Tuesday just to do like the live taping and see the show and stuff like that.
Hi, I'm Maddie. I'm 15. How is it? Is it like fun working like with the original cast on Boy Meets World?
Yeah, it's really fun. It's some of the characters haven't seen each other in 20 years, so like they only saw each other when they were 10 years old. Like, do you guys know Minkus?
Yeah.
Okay, well yeah, he came back and hasn't seen Ben in 20 years, so he was like freaking out. Like it was like they've only known each other since they were 11. And they haven't seen each other until now. So I mean, it's kind of cool being a part of that.
Yes.
Do you like the Philadelphia Phillies?
The Phillies? I'm a Yankees fan, actually.
I'm 12 years old, and is anything that Maya says like gets on your nerves, like behind the scenes?
Behind the scenes, never. Me and her, we have this relationship of like, we have like prank wars together and stuff like that. Like she has sass like you've never seen. You don't think so, right? But she does. She's got some sass, so watch out.
I'm Jeannie, I'm 14, and do you believe it's better to be with a bigger agency or a smaller agency?
Well, it kind of depends where you're at in your career, because if you're with a bigger agency, you can get lost, you know, because there's bigger stars in that agency, they're going to be sending them out to projects instead of you. But if you're in a little agency, you could be like their star, and they can be sending you out to places, so it's kind of either way.
What do you like to call your fans? Like, what do you call the fans?
What'd you say?
Like, what is the name of your fans?
The name of my fans? I don't know.
We're talking and like admirers, like Peyton Meyer.
Admire? That's really funny. That's really funny. I like
Is it, well, how did you get auditions before you found your agency? Like, how did you find auditions?
Well, I didn't. I had to have an agency, but my first agency was just a print agency, so they would just send me out for like modeling and like maybe commercials, but that was it. And then once we found out that they were just a print agency, we had to move to a different agency to get into acting. So then once we found them, we were good to go.
Yeah, right there.
Hi, I'm Julia, I'm 14, and my question is, like, what are your relationships like off camera? Like, are you friends with the people in the cast?
Yes, we're all family. We love each other. We spend like maybe 10 hours a day with each other for the past 2 years, and we've basically grown up together from 13 to like now, and hopefully for another 2 years. So I mean, we spend a lot of time with each other. There's no fights on set ever. We're just kind of like best friends. We all go hang out. We'll go grab dinner after a show or something like that, or go see a movie. But yeah, we're all really good friends.
14 and 12. Have you ever had any embarrassing moments on set?
Every day. There's something new every day. There's like either line mess up, someone falls, someone knocks something over. There's always something.
Yeah, like that. Yep.
Who's your favorite actor that you work with?
My favorite actor that I've worked with? Probably, do you guys know Eric Matthews? He's probably my favorite because he's literally, he'll sit there, most of the lines that air on TV, he made up. Like, do you know the episode where he put the tape all over his face? He just did that. No one asked him. We all just turned around and he was taped up and then the popcorn bit too, he did that by himself. He was the one who, he got the popcorn himself and put it in the scene. So I mean, he's hilarious.
All the other guys, yeah.
Is there anyone that you think we like especially befriended
In the cast, well, me and Sabrina are just like really close. We're kind of like the same age. Rowan's like almost 3 years younger than me, and her and Corey are very good friends. But I usually just hang out with Sabrina. We always go to dinner and stuff like that. So I'm really good friends with Sabrina.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Paige. I'm 13. Who's your like favorite actress or actor? Period.
Actor. I'm gonna have to do either Robert Downey Jr. or Leonardo DiCaprio. My favorite colors? I'm gonna have to do like a light blue.
Hi, I'm Reagan. I'm 13. What was it like filming the episode when Fargo was being bullied?
Well, that's a tough subject to handle. That happens a lot in real life. So Disney was against doing that episode because they don't like bringing up bullying because it's a tough subject to handle. But our writers won that fight and they were like, we want to cover this because our show does a lot of life lessons. We teach a lot of life lessons. There's a lesson to every episode, whether some people see it or not. But the writers thought that was a big lesson to handle, so we took that one on. But it was very fun.
I'm Maria. I'm 15. What's your favorite kind of music and like favorite artist?
Favorite kind of music? They're polar opposites. It's either rap or country. I mean, either one. I mean, oh, that's a good question. Well, we have a huge department, which a lot of the girls who come to visit set, like little girls in the audience, they always get to take the tour, and they always love the wardrobe room. There's this huge room, it's like the size of this room, and it's full of girls' clothes and guys' clothes and suits and stuff like that. So wardrobe gets to pick out some outfits, and I get to say whether I like them or not, or whether I think I would wear them. And same with the executive producer, he gets to come in and check it out and see how the clothes work.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm 15. I was wondering who's your favorite Anthony's play?
Oh, he just left. His name is Derek Jeter.
Would you say there's like, what is everyone's personality in the past, like like behind the scenes? Are they like kind of related in a way to their characters, or are they like?
Well, Rowan is exactly her character. Rowan is exactly, she will trip and fall any time of the day. You don't know when it's going to happen. But Rowan is exactly like her character. Sabrina can be like her character at times when I make her mad. She can get into some Maya, but she's actually just kind of like this sweet little girl. She's not a bad girl. Augie is. He runs around in his pajamas eating cereal. Barkle, he used to be a lot like his character, but now he's kind of, in the new episodes that we're filming, like now you'll see he's a lot more grown up. So he's changed a lot. But yeah, everyone else is kind of iffer there.
I'm Anna, I'm 14, and I was just wondering about how you film like seasons, because I know that there's like a point, because they film like
Well, we'll do a full season, which usually lasts, this one will be really long. It usually lasts like 42 weeks. It's like a full season. And then we get the rest of the weeks off until they want to start up again. So like this year we'll end in like November, maybe October-ish. And then if we do get picked up for season 3, we'll start in like February, January. So only like 2 or 3 months off.
What's your favorite band?
My favorite band?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with, this one's gonna get claps. Maroon 5.
Yes.
Some of the pranks. Well, I started with, do you guys know who Bradley Stephen Perry is? Yeah. If you guys don't, he's from Good Luck Charlie. He plays his little brother Dave. But he's dating Sabrina. And, he's dating Sabrina. And when they first started dating, I used Sabrina's sister Sarah to unlock her phone when she was on set. And I changed Bradley's name to my name. So she thought she was texting me. She thought she was texting Bradley, but she was really texting me. So I was like messing with her, and I was like, "Hey, I think you should stop hanging out with these guys. Like blah 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 blah. This is getting ridiculous." And she was like, "Oh, I don't think so." And I was like, "Okay, well then we need to talk about our relationship." And she was like, "Well, if you don't let me hang out with these guys, then we need to break up." And I was like, "Oh my god." And then she was messing with me because she immediately knew that it wasn't Bradley by the way I was texting. She knew. So she just fired back with trying to make me feel bad for like messing with their relationship. But that was the first prank that started.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Sophie and I'm 11 years old. And do you ever feel awkward when you're filming a scene? Let's say you're kissing. Do you feel awkward about that?
Well, yeah, I mean, a little bit. I mean, there's like, when you're filming maybe 200, 300 people watching, so it's really awkward, especially when, I mean, it was Rowan's first kiss, so, and she was 12 years old, so she was kind of freaking out. Having your first kiss on television with 300 people watching is kind of nervous. But yeah, no, I mean, it's whatever, but I mean, you know everyone there, so it's not that nerve-wracking. My favorite football team? The Denver Broncos.
I'm a believer.
Does it come from the same?
Hi, my name's Dakota and I'm 9 years old. And is it weird, like, filming video, like, stuff with Maya and Rowan? Does it ever feel weird? Because they, like, say stuff and then you always, like, fire back. Like, fire is where you got the pancake.
Yeah.
Does it ever get...
I mean, not really. Not really. It's never really weird just because we're such good friends in real life and the writers are writing this stuff. So, I mean, it's not like we're saying it to each other. It's just like we're just being characters. So, I mean, we're really good friends, so it's never really weird.
Okay, I'll go in the back there. Yes, you.
My name is Matthew and I'm 13. And what show would you be on if you could be on any other show?
Any other show? I don't know if you guys would know this one, but it's called Game of Thrones. The president of Disney was like, we want to do real laughs, and we want Disney to have real laughs because, I don't know about you guys, when I was a kid, I didn't really like the laughs. They kind of like bugged me. Yeah, but no, now they're real laughs. When the audience laughs, that's when it's put into the show.
Yeah.
Is it difficult recording some of the live studio audience?
Well, it's definitely, it brings the energy a lot more up because everyone's kind of nervous because there's a lot of people watching and, you know, you only have so much time because Rowan, Corey, and little Augie have a time limit because they're minors. They have a time limit to work, which is like an hour and a half less than me and Serena. So you only have so much time and you got to keep the audience and the energy up. So it's kind of nervous, but it's fun.
Yes.
I have a friend, and she's going to go to Chero and Sinai.
What's her name?
Sinai.
Sinai?
Do you know her?
Was she on Girls World?
She's
She's
gonna be.
gonna be. Like, now that I'm not there?
No, like, probably in... She said, like, next week, she said something like that.
Oh, okay. I'll meet her, I guess. Yeah, I guess I'll meet her.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you ever broken a bone or gotten stitches?
I have never broken a bone or stitches. Actually, I have had stitches, but
Yes. Yeah.
What's your favorite food?
my favorite food? That's such a hard question. I'm gonna have to say pizza.
Yes.
Since you're always on set and meetings get like really crazy, what is like one thing that you like to do to just kind of like chill out and kind of like get around it?
Well, me and my best friend, well not my best friend, but one of my really good friends that I met in California before I even really started getting into acting. Me and him, we do like these, I posted on Instagram, I don't know if you guys follow me, but I do these 5 a.m. hikes all the time, and that's just kind of like, I get no sleep, which sucks, but it's like, once you get up there, you get to watch the sunrise, and it feels good outside, so that just kind of does it.
Who has not? If you've asked a question already, just put your hands down for right now. You, yes.
What TV shows do you watch just like out of the ordinary? Or like
Well, I watch ESPN a lot. I watch Game of Thrones and a new show called Ballers. I don't know if you guys heard of it.
Yes.
what's your favorite episode?
Favorite episode? Girl Meets 1961. That was my favorite episode. It was the best.
Yes.
I'm Melanie and I'm 12. Do you like Sabrina's music?
I do. I literally, she sings all the time, like in the classroom, like I'll turn. She doesn't know she's singing. I go back, Sabrina, shut up. And she'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. Like she won't know she's singing her music, but she'll just be singing her music, or like humming it or something. But it's cool, I always get to hear it like before it comes out, and she loves hearing my opinion and stuff. So it's really cool, I love it.
Yes.
I'm Elena and what's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal? Well, actually, I get to meet this little monkey. It's a little capuchin monkey, so I would have to say this monkey is my favorite animal.
Also, do you have any pets?
Do I have any pets? I do. I am a little dog.
So, you watch movies every day, so when they do like flashbacks on set, does anybody like of the characters get like emotional?
Well, actually, when, I don't know if you guys saw the episode, when Sean's dad comes back, that was really emotional for most of the writers were crying. But when Mr. Feeney came back, yeah, that was like really emotional. Because he was really old, so it was really emotional.
Yes.
My name is Leah. I'm 9 years old. Where do you still live in California?
I live in California, yes.
Yes.
When Mom and Sabrina has to do baseball in the episode, like when they're like practicing it like around 7, like also just hear them like.
Yes. Yep. And they would like look it up on YouTube to try to get it like perfectly. So it'd be playing on YouTube, and then they would do the take, and then watch it again, and then do the take to like try to nail it like perfectly.
Yes.
Have you ever gotten stage fright?
Yes. I would say the worst was either the audition for Girl Meets World, because it was like there were so many people in there and everyone was like so powerful in there. But either that or the first live taping we ever had, because I just didn't know what to expect. So those 2 times it was just kind of like just shaking.
Is there any actors or actresses that inspire you to acting?
Yes. The 2 that are my favorite actors, Robert Downey Jr. and Leonardo, those 2 kind of like inspire me.
I'm Zoe, I'm 13, and I heard that Rowan is sort of klutzy. Like, what have you ever done skills?
She gets mad when I tell him. She caught me in an interview and she was like, "Wow, thanks, Peyton." She'll probably watch this too. No, I mean, there's not. I can't really think of any specific times. We actually just filmed an episode. It's more of a Rowan episode than a Riley episode, but we actually just filmed an episode where she's really klutzy. So you'll see it soon. But she just knocks over a bunch of stuff, and it's fun.
Yes, Zach.
Hi, I'm Zach, and I'm 12. I know you weren't on Dog the Wall much, but what was your favorite part about being on it?
Definitely the dog. The dog was cool. I actually have a funny story about the dog. The dog was found. The dog was like a lost dog, like a little puppy. And the trainer, who I love, he's awesome, he's a cool guy, actually like not painted but dyed the hair on the dog and like cleaned him and started training him. And so now his name is Stan, and he's like really, like if you ask him, like you can't ask him, but like if the trainer asked him to like speak, he would bark, or like he'd like put his paws in like a certain way, or like dance around. He would literally do anything. It was amazing.
Yes.
Mason, I'm 14, and I was wondering, before you were on Girl Meets World, what did you do to prepare for an audition?
Usually I would get the script, read it, and then go to like an acting coach and try to like understand the script more and understand like what I should do in the audition. But I just never really thought that much into auditions, because if you think too much into it and you don't get it, you're just gonna be depressed, and there's no reason to do that because you're gonna get rejected 1,000 times. So
Yeah, way to go.
Hi, I'm Chero, and I'm 11. When Sabrina calls like a big audition, how do you remember?
that's funny. Not really. She kind of makes up her own. She doesn't listen to the writers. She'll just make up her own. But I mean, not really. For the most part, she just kind of throws some sass at me in real life. But that's about it.
I'm Maddie, and I'm 11. Is it ever hard to like meet new people who become like really good friends with you when you're always on set?
Well, actually, luckily on our stage, it's kind of like a Disney lot. But there's another Disney lot, so there's 2 like Disney lots. And on our lot, a show called I Didn't Do It films there. And then Mighty Med films there, and then Best Friends Whenever films there. So there's like all 4 of us together within like 4 stages, and we'll always like cruise around to other sets and like meet a bunch of these kids. And I've befriended like a lot, like Olivia Holt and Austin North. I'm good friends with like I Didn't Do It crowd.
Yes. Yes. Uh-huh.
Do you ever hear other
Yes, all the time. I hang out, like I just said, like with Austin and Olivia a lot, but I don't know if you guys know who Luke Benward is? Yeah, okay, I'm good friends with Luke, but for the most part, not really most of them, but those kids that I named, I used to hang out with a lot.
Yes. You. Yeah.
How many takes do you think you do?
It's a good question. It depends on the take or like the scene, because some of the scenes are like, a big one would be like 12 pages and a regular one would be like 5 pages. And it depends on like what actions there are. So like if someone has to run across the room, if someone has to throw something, if someone has to jump, it takes a lot longer. But usually a 5-page scene will take 12 or 13 takes. Yeah.
Yes.
My name is Kelsey. I'm 11 years old. What is your favorite part of acting?
Of acting? one, meeting different people. You get to meet so many different people, and then two, you get to be someone else. You get to find out things about characters that people don't know, or you get to really relate to characters in school. You just get to be someone else. It's really cool.
And do you like Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm Katie and I'm 11. And do you have any advice for kids that might want to be actors or actresses?
Yes, I do. I went through, 160 auditions maybe, and one of them said yes. So there's going to be a lot of people that say you're not good or that you need to do something else and you just can't listen to it. I had hundreds of people say, oh, no, you're not an actor, you're not this. So you just gotta let through one ear, out the other. So just don't listen to that.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it never really bothers me when people ask me for photos. It doesn't. The only time that it gets, when I'm with like a family and I'm like at dinner, when someone comes to ask for a photo, that's kind of like the only time like you just don't really do it, just because like they're having dinner with their family. Imagine someone coming up to you during your dinner and hanging out with the family. That's the only time that you don't really do it. But no, I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
Have you ever filmed like an uncomfortable scene, like something that you really never did before?
Well, not really. I have a feeling it's gonna come, but not really. I mean, I'm not really a big dancer, so anytime there's dancing in the scene, it throws me off. But no, not really. That's about it.
Yes.
Like, at your house, any photo people come and try to get pictures with you?
No, the monsters stay away. They stay away. No, not really.
Yes.
What is it like working on such with animals?
It's really cool. I love being with the animals. The only problem is it's tough to get like an animal to stay focused for 14 takes. The animal will usually start like moving mid-take and then they have to cut and do it again, so it usually takes twice as long. Or like even worse, when there was a monkey on the set that I worked on, it's hard to focus on the scene when there's a monkey jumping around smiling at you. It's kind of hard to stay focused. So yeah, those two things. But other than that, I love having animals on set.
Yes.
What's your favorite part about living in California?
Either the beach or the weather. Those two things.
Yes.
I'm Julie and I'm 15. What do you think you can like relate to Lucas in any way?
Yes, I relate to him actually a lot, and starting to meet the writers and stuff, they kind of put a lot of me into the character, which was awesome. But Lucas moved away from Texas to New York, which is kind of like a big jump, and I felt like the same as him because I moved from Vegas to California and had to start with like a new school and like meeting new friends and a new house, and it just kind of felt like out of place. So that's how I feel like I really related with Lucas.
I'm Angie, I'm 14, and I was wondering, can you sing?
No. Not at all.
So, you all want to take a big group photo, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll ask the last question, and then I'll ask the last question, and then so that we have time to do the photo, we won't ask any more questions. So, if you could go back before this all started, and you were auditioning, and you could give yourself advice, what would that advice be?
Well, it's a long journey. It's a long journey. I started this whole thing when I was 10, 11, and now I'm 16, and it's just been like gone through late nights, early mornings, long days. It's a very long journey, so get prepared.
Cool. Can you give me a hand?